we're talking about conversations about what COVID normal will look like when 80% of the population is vaccinated. But all it might look like before then, there can be general fluency, yes, they would expect restrictions to be activated and deactivated for years. Will we be in this position for years until 80% of our population is vaccinated?
Well, firstly, there's no doubt that the first step our government has to do is look at what life looks like after the lockdown, because when you know that you've got such a transmissible variant circulating overseas and potentially in people that are coming back home, you do need to look at what life looks like, because what we want to do is prevent ever having to go into lockdown again. So that's the first issue. What does life look like when we come out of this lockdown until around 80% of our population is vaccinated? That's why the sooner our population is vaccinated, the sooner we can get to COVID normal. And I can't stress that enough. Until we get a vast majority of our population vaccinated, we won't get to COVID normal. It's very true. COVID-19 might be around for a long time. We don't know how long it will be around for. We don't know if another virus might emerge. But what we do know is that the vaccines available are very effective. The vaccines available, whilst in Australia we've had early indications that the vaccines are very resistant against this current contagious strain, which is good news. It's positive news. It means that all of us who haven't been vaccinated should be encouraged to come forward and get the vaccine. And certainly in New South Wales, there is a high demand for a safe vaccine.
Would 50% vaccination rate be enough to avoid a lockdown?
Well, we look at every situation based on the advice we have, but the expert advice, and Dr Chan has provided this advice to us in New South Wales, is that you need between 75 to 80% of the population to be vaccinated before you can start having conversations about what COVID normal looks like. And so that is the target. I went out on a limb some time ago and said when New South Wales had 10 million jabs, that would be a position from which we could have those conversations. And also, I appreciate that there are incentive opportunities as well for people who've been vaccinated. But at the moment, that wouldn't be fair, because so much of our population wants the vaccine but doesn't have access to it yet. So once we're in a position where there's 10 million jabs, we've already surpassed 2 million jabs. We're 20% of the way there. But of course, that's why I've been so outspoken in relation to what we think, what New South Wales thinks needs to happen to expedite the vaccine rollout and to make sure that when those extra doses arrive later in the year, that everybody who wants the jab has access to it. That is our goal in New South Wales. We're considering, and in fact, we'll be making some further announcements about what the New South Wales government can do to step it up. But we don't control the supply, and we don't control a number of things related to the rollout.